STLV is North America's biggest Star Trek convention and on most years, the biggest in the world. It takes place over several days each August with nearly 20,000 attendees and is a massive gathering of sci-fi fans, actors, vendors, and more. But being so big, it can be hard to wrap your head around just exactly what STLV is like, how to plan a trip, and what to expect. I've attended STLV for over 10 years and learned what works, things to avoid, and how to make the most of your time at the convention. So, here's everything you need to know about the Star Trek convention in Las Vegas. Hi everybody, foXnoMad here, and today I want to help you travel smarter by sharing my tips and tricks for your ultimate guide to STLV. STLV is the Las Vegas Star Trek convention, but for legal reasons it's called STLV, Trek to Vegas, which could stand for anything, I suppose. It's one of several fan conventions run by Creation Entertainment and takes place typically in early August each year at the Rio Hotel and Casino. Knowing STLV takes place in the first or second week of August each year makes planning relatively straightforward. The big things you'll need are hotel reservations, convention tickets, and if you're coming in from out of town, travel arrangements to Las Vegas. First though, let's start with the hotel reservations. Many first-time attendees to STLV try to save a bit of money by not staying at the Rio and end up realizing that's not ideal. Yes, on paper the room rates might be lower somewhere else, but what you could potentially save on room rates, you'll end up paying back with taxi or rideshare costs going back and forth to the Rio. You'll also lose a considerable amount of time because STLV is an all-day event from Wednesday through Sunday, with things kicking off in the morning and unofficially going late into the night. That means if you stay anywhere other than the Rio, which is not on the Las Vegas Strip and not walkable from most other major casinos/hotels due to the distance, lack of pedestrian roads, and Las Vegas's scorching August temperatures, you're stuck to taking a car. When you stay at the Rio, you save at least a 20 to 30 minute one-way car ride to the hotel from most central points in Las Vegas and the cost, which can be around $30 one way to get there. It's also much more convenient to be able to pop back into your room to take a rest during the day or switch outfits if you want to. I'd say about 90% of people attending STLV who decide not to stay at the Rio end up changing their mind and staying at the Rio for subsequent years because of all of the advantages. I've made that mistake in the past, and if you're watching this and you've made that mistake, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So chances are, if you don't stay at the Rio the first time, you're going to realize, hey, it's definitely better to stay at the Rio. Now, if you really want to check out some nearby hotels, your two best bets are the Palms, which is a 10-minute walk or about a $10 or $15 cab ride, or the Gold Coast, which is right across the street and also about a 10-minute walk to the Rio. Out of those two hotels, the Gold Coast rooms aren't very nice, smell like smoke, and you'll still have to walk about 10 minutes to get to the Rio. And I'm counting from casino door to casino door, not from your room to the Rio convention area, which can easily add another 10 to 15 minutes of walking time. And it's hard to underestimate how convenient it is to be at the Rio, where you can go up to your room and take a break or maybe switch outfits. You'll have more time at the convention, be less tired overall, and as much as the Rio have increased their room rates, you'll still save money over the long haul if you're staying for 4 to 5 days at STLV. As far as when to book, I'd say no later than mid-May of the year for that year's STLV. After that, the Rio starts filling up and finding a room gets more difficult, especially in the newer, renovated rooms. There are two towers at the Rio, one renovated and the other not, and if your budget can swing it, I highly recommend the renovated rooms in the Ipanema Tower. They're newer, cleaner, and just nicer overall. The Rio is currently undergoing a massive multi-year renovation, but until that's complete, you have a choice between the older rooms and the updated ones. You can also get a small discount on the room rates by booking through the link on the Creation STLV webpage. Also, I'd recommend signing up for the World of Hyatt's rewards program. The Rio Hotel and Casino is owned by Hyatt now, and you can use your points and earn points as well. Now, one thing about the Hyatt's reward program is that it won't let you claim points for previous stays, so make sure that you are signed up for a Hyatt's rewards account before you book at the Rio, and make sure that when you're booking or when you check in that you give them your rewards number so you get those points. Another thing I'd recommend doing is signing up for a Rio rewards card. You have to do this at the Rio, and they can't be used to earn points for your hotel stay, but any money you spend in the hotel, like gambling, Starbucks, the gift shop, all of those earn you points. Using those points, you can redeem them to get free stuff at the hotel, like a free coffee, free shirts, or whatever else you can purchase inside the casino. Another nice perk of the Rio Rewards card is that throughout the year, they'll send you offers for free 5-night and 4-night stays. So if you're in Las Vegas or near Las Vegas, you can stay at the Rio for free. And if you're attending STLV, you can usually get 1 or 2 nights before the convention or 1 or 2 nights after the convention for free. Unfortunately, the convention days are blocked out from those free night offers, but you can often get lucky on the Sunday or Monday before, or the Monday to Tuesday after STLV and redeem some free nights. Now, as far as your convention tickets, there are a few different tiers from general admission all the way up to gold. I won't go into the breakdown of each tier, but basically the general admission gets you access to all of the convention spaces and events. The higher tiers have seats you can reserve, complimentary actor autographs, and some additional perks like exclusive parties and events. As far as the reserved seats, the main convention hall in the Rio is huge and it's almost never impossible to find a seat there, even for the big panels. There are large screens throughout the main convention hall and speakers, so you can hear and see from most anywhere in the room. Although it's nice to be close up, it won't be worth the additional cost for everyone. I'd recommend, if it's going to be your first STLV, to start with the general admission tickets and then attend the event and see whether or not maybe in the subsequent years if getting a higher tier makes sense for you. But before you go rushing off to get your tickets, just know that there are some better times of the year to purchase them. Around Black Friday, Memorial Day, and several times throughout the year, Creation will run sales on convention tickets with discounts in the 10 to 15% range. For higher tiers, you'll want to get your tickets earlier in the year as those tend to sell out, and for general admission, Memorial Day is usually the last semi-consistent sale before STLV, otherwise you'll be paying full price. And waiting after late May, you risk general admission tickets being sold out for some of the busier Friday or Saturday convention dates. You can purchase tickets for specific days or as a package for the entire 5 days of the convention. You can also separately purchase tickets for photo ops or autographs during the convention as well, if you like. Speaking of photo ops and autographs, here's a quick rundown on how those work. Photo ops are a picture with one or more of the cast or crew. They move you pretty quickly and you just get a few words before your photo is taken. You can take a standard picture, but most of the cast and crew are cool with you getting a little creative with your poses. Autographs, though, are a bit better if you want some more interaction. With an autograph, you'll get a moment more with the person that you choose to get an autograph from, plus they'll usually take a selfie with you for free in addition to the signature. In terms for bang for the buck, autographs might be your best option. As for when to get to STLV, personally, I like to arrive the Sunday before. That gives you time to relax and plan some side trips. For example, Area 51 and the town of Rachel are nearby at only a 2-hour drive. It's a lot of beautiful scenery, some cool UFO-themed stops along the way, and you can drive right up to the gates of Area 51. Closer to Las Vegas, there's also Red Rock Canyon, the Sphere, and a lot to do in the city as well, like flying in stunt planes. And you can use a little bit of that extra time to do some grocery shopping, which I highly recommend if you want to save some money. The Rio, like most Las Vegas hotels, charges absurd markups for snacks, drinks, and alcohol. You'll save a ton of money by making a grocery store run to stock up on snacks, drinks, and anything else you need to keep back in your room. I like to get enough items for breakfast and snacks throughout the day, then plan a bigger meal either by ordering takeout to the hotel. Creation often shares some discount codes for food delivery apps, which is very nice, or by making use of the food courts or going to a restaurant in town. This will save you some money and give you more food options, often better quality and healthier than you'll find at the Rio. For water, they do have large water coolers in the convention space, so bring your own bottle to fill up. They have small cups by those water coolers, but I'd recommend getting a filtered water bottle as well so you can fill up from the sink in your room. Alright, so now that you've planned your trip to STLV, you're probably wondering what it's like at the convention itself. And in short, I can say it's really big, and it's kind of hard to wrap your head around just how big and massive STLV is, but we're going to try to break it down into little pieces to give you a better idea of what it's like to attend the convention. For starters, there's a massive convention space with a main hall and a couple of side halls with a large vendor's room. On a side note, vendors tend to sell out as the convention goes on, so I recommend popping in there on Wednesday or Thursday if you can, just to make sure that you don't miss anything. And in the vendor's room, just a few of my personal favorites are walking art made by Melissa, Garrett Wong's booth Forever Ensign, Make It So, and the Sci-Fi Sisters. I'd highly recommend swinging by those booths while you're in the vendors area to see what they have for sale. The vendor's room is open during STLV day hours, and as the convention gets closer, you'll be emailed the full schedule for STLV so you can plan the talks and panels that you might want to go to. And the panels and talks are actors or groups of actors, crew, writers, pretty much anyone related to Star Trek or a different sci-fi series, because remember, this is not just a pure Star Trek convention. They do cover all kind of sci-fi series. So basically, it's them talking a little bit about their experience, maybe being interviewed on stage, and then taking questions from the audience. Many of the panels are Star Trek related, but like I said, other sci-fi series do attend, like Resident Alien or Galaxy Quest, but Trek is the main theme. There are also science talks. Maybe you're interested in the evolutionary biology that's shown in Star Trek with Professor Mohammed Noor from Duke University, or a cosplay contest, and panels from popular Star Trek podcasts like The Seventh Rule. If you want to ask a question, you just have to line up at the microphones set up on the sides of the stages. For any panels in the main theater or bigger panels or more popular panels, I'd recommend getting to the microphone just before the panel starts so you can get in your question before time runs out. There are a lot of panels and many of them overlap. It's impossible to get to them all, so pick and choose what you want to see and accept that you can't be in 4 places at once. And no, you don't have to dress up to attend STLV. It's one of the most common questions that I get. But if you do want to dress up to STLV and you want to cosplay, there's really no limit to how elaborate or how creative you can get with your outfit. Whatever you wear though, I would recommend bringing some good walking shoes because you will put in a lot of steps between your room, the convention space, and slot machines if that's your thing. A light jacket as well is a good idea because the Rio is pretty much freezing all the time. And in the evenings there are more events like karaoke, and if you're lucky, Klingon karaoke, dance parties, and a lot of hanging out and partying with Trekkies and overall having a good time. But there is one iconic spot to head to in the evenings and stay really as long as you like at STLV, and that's the Masquerade Bar. Masquerade is the watering hole of STLV. Eventually everyone makes it here for a drink or 14, with Vulcans playing craps nearby and Andorians taking shots and debating why Star Trek Enterprise is the best series. Is Captain Sisko still in the wormhole, or does Strange New Worlds break canon? Those are some of the conversations you'll hear and be in during STLV late into the night at Masquerade. The convention officially wraps up with a performance of the Rat Pack on Sunday night. It's several Star Trek actors, including Max Grodenchik, Casey Biggs, Jeffrey Combs, Vaughn Armstrong, and Ethan Phillips, plus guests who sing a variety of Star Trek parody songs in the style of the Rat Pack. It's definitely one event I look forward to at every STLV, and if you can make it, I recommend that you don't miss the Rat Pack performance on Sunday night. The next day on Monday, even though STLV is over, there is an unofficial pool party with Star Trek themed cabanas, and it's a nice way to have a relaxing end to STLV. I find that having that day at the pool really helps with recovering from all the fun and fatigue you accumulate over the days at STLV. One of the things I really like about STLV is that you can make it what you want. You can swing by the panels that you want to see, weaving in and out, maybe go to the vendor's room for a little bit of time, and then stay up as late or go to bed as early as you like. Although the convention space is huge, there's plenty of space to move around, plan, and enjoy it as you see fit. And if you like Star Trek, STLV is just something that you have to experience once in your life. Although I suspect once you do, it probably won't be your last convention. Thanks very much for watching. That's pretty much everything that you need to know about attending STLV, but if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know down in the comments section. And if you've been to STLV, I'd really like to hear from you. What are some of the tips and tricks, some of the advice, some of the things that you would add? Feel free to let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week, and I'll see you in the next video.